So the word is radap, all right, radap, which means to be behind, follow after, pursue, persecute, run after, to pursue, put to flight, chase, dog, attend closely upon, to persecute, harass, to follow after, aim to secure, to run after. Okay, and that's basically what happened, man, and it's still going on today. You know, Esau got his hands in Central and South America, man, the islands. You know, he sets up all these fucking guerrilla warfare and the rebels and all that shit, the Contras, right? Okay, so going back to the article. All right. It says, in the 1980s, under Presidents Ronald Reagan and George Bush, the U.S. government knowingly gave direct aid to genocidal campaigns that murdered tens of thousands Mayan Indian people in Guatemala, El Salvador, and elsewhere. All right. It says, and still in 2003, the genocide continues in Colombia, El Salvador, and Guatemala, continuing the gruesome tradition of the 1980s, which also terrorized the people of Nicaragua. The U.S. government funded fascist paramilitaries, mass murdered Indians in Central and South America to this day. The bestial carnage committed by Uncle Sam's proxy armies includes countless disappearances, epidemic rape, and torture. The Colombian paramilitaries have even made their own gruesome addition to the list of horrors: public beheadings. Okay. This latest stage of the American Indian Holocaust is enthusiastically supported by the cocaine smuggling CIA, all right, the Pentagon, and all the rest of the United States corporate mafia government. All right. Going down. It says, in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New Jersey, extermination was officially promoted by a scalp bounty on dead Indians. It says, indeed, in many areas, murdering Indians, became an outright business, writes historian Ward Churchill. Indians were defined as subhumans, lower than animals, right? Who else was defined like that? So-called Negroes. So you're in the same boat, man. All right? George Washington compared them to wolves, beasts of prey, and called for their total destruction. All right? Andrew Jackson, whose innocent-looking portrait appears on the $20 bill today, in 1814 said, quote, supervised the mutilation of 800 or more Creek Indian corpses. The bodies of men, women, and children that his troops had massacred, cutting off their noses to count and preserve a record of the dead, slicing long strips of flesh from their bodies to tan and turn into bridle rinds, all right, for their fucking horses. And that's where you get that term, by the way, redskin, man. All right, it ain't the skin of the Indians, because the Indians are brown. They're not red. You're not the red man. You're not the red savage, man. You know, the white man got you so bugged out that you calling yourself red, but you're not red. All right, you're brown. Now, the redskin term is when they sliced you and they skinned you, they would hang your skin, you know, on rope, like you know, when you do laundry and in the old days, and you dry your clothes on the rope before the sun, they will put your skin on there for it to dry. You know, and the skin will be red because of their blood. You know, it's a damn proverb, man. And they made a fucking what is it, baseball team or whatever. They have the icon of the redskin. You know, that's Esau, man. That's a devil for you. All right. There should be some little more here, down here. Some of it is going to focus on Canada too, because, man, Canada got to get exposed too. You know, me and the brother Kapaima was talking about it, man. You know, Canada got to get exposed, man. There's a lot of wickedness and evil that Canada's done that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yoshai is revealing, man, currently, you know. So this is timelines, all right? Different things that happened in Canada. So I got some highlighted. 1981. On June 11th, some 550 Quebec provincial police raid Restigou, a Micmac reserve of 1700 a Micmac reserve of 1700. Riot police carry out assaults and search homes for evidence of illegal fishing. You see this devil, illegal fishing, man. That's how the devil conquers you. Then he makes you get permits to fucking fish on your own land. This is in response to complaints by white fishermen that the Micmac take more than their fair share of fish. This is despite the fact that the white fishermen take order of magnitude more fish than the Indians, man. All right, this is madness. This is craziness. All right. 1988, over 200 Royal Mounted Police officers, RCMP. All right, with you brothers who don't know, these are a bunch of fucking devils, man. All right, they're in Canada, they're the national police. All right, they have jurisdiction in all provinces. They're like the FBI, you know, and you know, to be more deeper a little, they're basically the Queen's private army. All right, they're called Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Previously they were called Royal Northwest Mounted Police because they were established to basically clear land for Edomites. All right, to get natives off their land and basically put them on reserves and maintain order. That's what they were created for. All right, so today they're doing the same shit. They're basically they go to the reserves and there's a lot of corruption with these devils, man. All right, they try to control the protests the Gaddites are doing. So there's a lot of corruption with these pieces of shit too, man. All right, so including riot and emergency response teams raided the Mohawk territory of Kanawake. They claimed they are searching for illegal cigarettes. In response, warriors seized the Mercier Bridge, a vital commuter link into Montreal, part of which runs through the Kanawake Reserve. Okay, and I have another scripture, Deuteronomy 28, verse 29. All right, and it says, and thou shalt grope at noondays, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Now, what does it mean to grope at noonday? That's going into basically that you don't have the truth, man. You're in darkness. You're like a blind man. All right, a lot of you Gaddites, most of you, you're blind. All right, you go to your elders, you go to this and that. You have the I don't know more movement with some Edomite Chief Spence, a woman whose fucking husband was the reserve police, you know, chief of police and shit. You're bugged out, man. A lot of you guys, you come to the camp and you try to beef with us and you try to start fights, man. Listen, man, that's why there's only 12,000 you guys gonna make it, and that's hard to see, man. That's very hard to see, man. All right. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, man. All right. A lot of you talk about you want to go to the UN and plead your cause. Listen, the UN has a conspiracy against you. Okay. They have a conspiracy against you, man. They're not going to help you. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Okay. No damn chief. Okay. No ancestors. They're not going to help you, man. Okay, only Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to help you, the God of the scriptures, man, the God of the Bible. All right, a lot of you hate to hear that, but that's your heritage, man. You know? So I'm going to look up the word oppressed in the Blue Letter Bible. Okay, so you're not going to prosper. It says you will only be oppressed, man. And watching all these news about the protests and everything, and you getting shot out west, you know, Calgary and Alberta. That's all that's all we can see is you get oppressed, man. You know. So the word for oppressed is Aishak. All right, means to press upon, oppress, violate, defraud, do violence, get deceitfully, wrong, extort. Right? Oppress, wrong, extort. To oppress, to be exploited, be crushed, man. And that's what you get at start. You're exploited, you're crushed, you're violated, you're defrauded, man. Talking about illegal fishing, you know, all that shit, man. You know, these scriptures fit you like a glove, man. All right, and matter of fact, I'm gonna say this too, man. One the brother Kapaya, man, his brother's out west too. One of the provinces, I believe, Saskatchewan. You know, and he was out there, and he basically said the Gaddites, the Indians out there, they get treated worse than the niggas in Toronto, man. by the cops. The cops fucked them up way more up there, man. You know, so like I said, man, a lot of you niggas, man, like we had this one nigga come up to the camp and he was listening to the elders, and one of the brother works with him, and then he's listening to the elders and this and that, and he comes to the camp, and then basically he kind of got he kind of felt the way, and then basically he's saying, oh, Latin tribes ain't Jake and ain't Israel and all this, man. A lot of you niggas ain't been out of Toronto, man. All right, a lot of you niggas, man, you just stay in your lane, you know. You just stay in your little 4-block radius, man. You got your corner store with the goop, man. You know, a lot of you ain't been nowhere, man. A lot of you don't have no experience, man. You don't even have the experience of watching documentaries to see how other people live, man. Other cultures, other nationality, other people, man. The other tribes, you know. So what the hell do you niggas know, man? You know. Going back. Okay, so that's oppress. There's a couple more. This is 1990. It says the Oka crisis. Over 100 heavily armed Quebec provincial police raided a Mohawk blockade at Kanesatake, Oka on June 11th. In an initial firefight, one cop is shot and killed. Following a 77-day armed standoff began. Eventually, it came to involve 2,000 police and 4,500 Canadian soldiers. They brought the damn military on you, man. You know, it says God is a troop, man. You know, so they got to bring troops against you. And that's what the scripture says. The troops shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Deployed against both Kanasatake and Kanawake, it says the Oka crisis inspired solidarity actions across country, including road and rail blockades and sabotage of bridges and electrical pylons. All right. It says down here more 95. Two major events took place this year in Canada. The first is Ipperwash, Ontario, which we're in the province of Ontario, where an unarmed protest and reoccupation ended up with Ontario police opening fire on the protesters. Okay? OPP, Ontario Police. They killed one Indian, Dudley George, on September 6th. The reoccupation had begun in 93. The land, originally the Stony Point Reserve, was taken by the government during the Second World War for use as a temporary army base. After the killing of Dudley George, the government admitted the people's claims were justified. They had to kill an Indian just to say, okay, you savages is right. Alright, the second incident is the month-long siege that occurred at Gustafson Lake in the south-central interior of British Columbia. That's on the east coast. It began after a settler attempted to evict Sesquippec Sundancers from their traditional ceremonial grounds. Some 450 heavily armed RCMP ERT with armored personnel carriers from the Canadian military surround the rebel camp, man. Now tell me, man, if you ain't children of the Most High, who is, man? If you ain't one of the tribes, who is, man? Who else do these crackers are so scared of, man? You know, they roll on jakes like this on Black Panthers. They scared the hell out of you tribes, man. They're scared of you, man. You know. All right. I believe there's one more, or I'm not sure. Yeah, one more. 2006. On April 20th, over 150 provincial police, OPP, Ontario, attempted to forcibly remove a blockade at the Six Nations Reserve territory near Caledonia in southern Ontario. They violently arrest 16 Indians using physical assault, pepper sprays, and tasers. The Ontario Provincial Police are forced to withdraw, however, as hundreds of Six Nations members converge on the site. More blockades were erected in the area, including on Highway 6, which consisted of burning tires, vehicles, and dismantled electrical pylons and mounds of gravel. A train bridge was also burned down. The next day, on the Tientinaga Reserve, a Canadian National Railway line was blocked, cutting off a major freight and passenger line. The Six Nations members originally began their blockade to stop a housing development on land they claim belongs to them. The blockades and land reclamation continue for over a year. All right, with numerous conflicts with settlers and police occurring, as well as sabotage. Okay, so this is all oppression, man. That's all we're reading. You know, and there's more things, but I just kind of summarized and constricted it. All right. Now I'm going to go into some other articles of this one Gadite. His name is Almighty Voice. Okay. I'm gonna read this.